Hi, my name is Joan Molina. This is for History 2000 final assignment. I chose the topic, did Prussian militarism provoke World War I?
Did Prussian militarism provoke World War I?
Did Prussian militarism
I believe there were many reasons why World War I began. Prussian militarism only played a small part of the provocation of World War I. The reasons why World War I started were alliances, imperialism, militarism, and the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. I will be discussing the point of view of two historians, Christopher Wright and Peter Wilson. They have opposing views on this topic. Christopher Wright does not agree with the question, while Peter Wilson did. Wright argues that threatening German actions represented a challenge to English interests and honor. This mobilized public opinion in favor of Britain's declaration of war in 1914. Many of Britain's people believed they had no reason to be involved in a war. However, this changed when there was news that Germany intended to invade Belgium. At that time, Belgium was a neutral country that had a treaty with England. England would be forced into war because of the treaty. Britain turns against Germany. Before the 1900s, Britain's defenses were aimed at France and Russia. This was because both provided threats against imperialism. Besides imperialism was the fact that both French and Russian armies were massive and could be a threat. Tensions between Britain and Germany were created when France lost a battle to Germany. The tension was increased when Germany joined Russia. Felt that England did not try and maintain a close relationship with them, but Germany felt slighted that England and America were close. German resentment toward the United States and England escalated in 1902. In 1902, Venezuela refused to pay back debts to European nations. England, Germany, and Italy sent a naval force there to persuade them to pay their debts. Germany opened fire. U.S. President Roosevelt found this as a violation of the Monroe Doctrine, which called for Europeans to stay out of Western Hemisphere actions. Germany did not follow the Monroe Doctrine and wanted to go to war with America, which caused England to withdraw its navy. This did not help relations with England because Germany then felt humiliated by the withdrawal. Anti-German hysteria. Because of Germany expanding their navy, England began to worry about them more than France and Russia. Propaganda in the press about German invasion made the British wary of Germans. Books were being written about secret German missions to attack England. British self-interest. The British were holding anti-war rallies in England before World War I. Britain was even reluctant to go to war with Germany, even if Germany invaded France. The feelings against war changed when England found out Germany planned to invade Belgium. Also, England wanted Belgium to let German troops march through the country without invading it. They thought this would ensure they would not have to go to war. Another reason Britain went to war was because they feared Germany would invade and take control of all of the continental side of the English Channel. Historians believe that Prussia
Historians
gaining
believe
lands
that
in the
Prussia gaining
1700s
lands in the
was due to
1700s
militarism.
was due to
Because
militarism.
of their militarism,
Because of their
Prussia was
militarism,
becoming a world
Prussia
power.
was becoming a world
Prussia
power.
had a
Prussia
predisposition
had
for
a
war
predisposition
because the
for
only way to
war
sustain was
because the
through
only way to
aggression.
sustain was through aggression.
Historians try to explain the Nazi
Historians
era
tried to explain the
as an
Nazi era
aberration,
as an
but was
aberration,
actually directly linked
but
to
was
Germany's
actually
past
directly linked
as
to
a
Germany's
militaristic
past as
society.
a militaristic
Based on
society.
these examples,
Based on
Wilson
these
believes
examples,
that
Wilson
Germany is
believes
a
that
militaristic
Germany is
country
a
which
militaristic
caused
country
World War I.
which caused World War I.
Other causes of World War I.
Other causes
Militarism
of World
was
War
not
I.
the cause of World War I.
Militarism was
It was
not
a
the cause
factor,
of World
but
War
there were
I.
also other
It was
factors
a
that have
factor,
proven
but there are
integral.
also other factors that
Alliances,
have proven integral.
imperialism, militarism,
Alliances,
and the
imperialism,
assassination of
militarism,
Archduke
and the
Franz
assassination
Ferdinand.
of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Beginning of World War I. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Ferdinand was visiting Sarajevo, which was the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Austro-Hungary had annexed Bosnia. The Bosnian people did not like being controlled by Austro-Hungary. A terrorist group called the Black Hand came up with a plan to assassinate the Archduke during the visit. On June 28, 1914, bombs were thrown at the cars carrying the Archduke, and some people were injured. However, the Archduke was not. When the Archduke went to visit the injured, he was shot and killed.
Alliances. An alliance is when two or more countries sign an agreement to protect each other. Europe had many alliances, so when one country was attacked, their allies had no other option but to declare war. There are 8 alliances that were a part of World War I. I have listed them below along with the year they were signed.
I have listed them below along with the year they were signed.
Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia because of the death of the Archduke. Because of the Serbian and Russian alliance, Russia came to Serbia's defense. Since Russia and France had an alliance, Russia called on France to declare war on Germany. Germany then declared war on Russia and France. When Germany did not withdraw from Belgium based on the alliance, Britain declared war on Germany. Japan then declared war on Germany from an alliance signed in 1902. By the end of the war, over 100 countries were involved. Countries became involved in the war because of an alliance with another country. Because of these alliances, countries that would not have anything to do with the war were now fighting. This caused a simpler conflict to blow up into a world war. Without these alliances, the war might never have happened because countries would not have come to the aid of other countries. Imperialism. Imperialism is when one country goes to another country they believe is inferior or has a resource that is needed. They then take over the land and rule it as their own. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Britain and France were the main imperialist European nations. In the 1900s, Germany was industrializing and started to look for lands to help them. This further caused a rift with Germany over lands. The Congress of Vienna in the early 1800s established a balance of power that held Europe together for almost a century.
that held Europe together
was
for
a common
almost a
fighting
century.
ground for
The Balkan
imperialism
Peninsula
since the
was a
Ottoman
common
Empire
fighting ground
left
for
Europe.
imperialism since
Austria
the Ottoman
annexed
Empire
Bosnia
left Europe.
Herzegovina in
Austria
1908,
annexed
which
Bosnia
was extremely
Herzegovina
unpopular
in
move.
1908, which
Serbia
was
considered
extremely
Bosnia a
unpopular
Serbian
move.
homeland.
Serbia considered Bosnia a Serbian homeland.
Serbia was becoming a power in the Balkan region.
Serbia was becoming a power in the Balkan region.
Doubled in size.
And based on two wars,
This was a
had doubled
direct
in
threat
size.
to Austria-Hungary.
This was a direct
because
threat
they had
to
wanted to be a major
Austria-Hungary.
power in the region.
Because they had wanted to be a
Now,
major
because
power
of
in the region.
imperialism, countries
Now,
that would
because
have
of
never
imperialism,
fought were now getting
countries
closer
that
to
would have
each
never
other
fought were
because
now
of
getting
lands they were
closer
taking
to each
over.
other because of lands they
Austria
were
was
taking
also
over.
taking over a land
Austria
that could
was
be
also
considered part
taking
of
over
Russia,
a land
which
that could be
caused these
considered
nations
part
to
of
have
Russia,
hostility toward each
which
other.
caused these nations to
By
have
causing
hostility
this
toward each
hostility,
other.
the angry
By
nations
causing
then
this
went to
hostility,
other
the
nations
angry
to
nations then
establish
went to
allies.
other nations
By
to
forming
establish
allies, more
allies.
nations were
By
involved
forming
in a
allies,
conflict
more nations
that
were
they would never
involved
have
in
to
a
deal with
conflict
before.
that they would never had to deal with before.
Militarism and its effects on World War I. Militarism is when your military is
given a high priority in the government. Because of imperialism, countries were becoming more militaristic to defend themselves. The armies of France and Germany doubled during the time of imperialism. Also during the time, Britain and Germany were in a battle to see who could control the seas.
Germany had devised a plan on how to attack France through Belgium. This plan would be used if Russia felt a threat of an attack on Germany. Prior to World War I taking place, Europe was a powder keg ready to explode. You had many nations packed very close together that are made up of different nationalities, religions, and cultures. Now you have these closely packed nations going after the same smaller, inferior nations during this time of imperialism. So you are competing with these countries for natural resources that are vital for your survival. Also, when competing with these nations, you may be taking over a country that has allies with a nation that you are not friendly with. This can cause hostilities between the two and force one to align with other countries to help in case of a conflict. Since you need to control the nations you have taken over and protect them from other nations attacking, this caused a building up of militia. The whole sequence of imperialism, militarism, allies, caused World War I. Not just one issue or one country. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was a match that set everything ablaze and blew the top off of Europe. Once the Archduke was assassinated, allies started coming together to protect each other, and they did this by mobilizing their militaries. So my answer to the question is no. Prussian militarism did not provoke World War I, but it was a catalyst in combination with other factors that caused World War I to begin. For these reasons, I believe Christopher Wright is correct.
For these reasons, I believe Christopher Wright is correct.